Hey, hey, hey. Welcome to Clock In with Lynn. It was Lynn. Hey, y'all. Hey, hey, hey. It's the weekend eve. I can't hear you. Hey, everybody. I still can't hear you. Welcome in. We'll wait for him to get his sound together. Hey, everybody. Happy Thursday. Hope all is well. Y'all ready for the weekend? I can't believe the weekend is already here. It feels like we just had Memorial Day weekend. I still can't hear you. Let me know where y'all are clocking in from. Throw it in the chat. Throw it in the chat so I will know who we talking to. African Cowboy will rejoin us. Hey everybody, let me know where y'all are clocking in from. Don't forget to hit that like button, y'all. That is free $99. Free $99 to subscribe on YouTube. Clock In with Lynn. Free $99 to hit that like button. That's it. I think I just hit it. Hit that work. Hey everybody, welcome to Clock In with Lynn. Make sure y'all hitting that like button, that subscribe button as we get things situated here. Cannot believe it's almost June, Lord. Woo! Hey everybody. Hey Charlie, where you watching from? Hey Danny. Can everybody hear me okay? Okay, welcome USA. Somebody put what USA. No, we always gotta have a funny guy. Funny guy Charlie. Hey y'all. We're gonna wait for African Cowboy to get on over here on the other. I'm streaming from 2 platforms, so we'll make it work. But how's everybody doing? I am a Sigma. Oh, okay. Okay. Are you from Little Rock? I am all day, aka all day, honey, all day. Pink and green, honey. Anybody else on here, D9? Let me know. Go in the chat if you D9 in the chat. Thank you. Go ahead in the chat if you D9. Also, just let me know where you're clocking in from. I want to know where y'all from. Y'all, I'm nosy. I'd like to know who I'm talking to, especially if I have not met y'all before. Okay? Let's turn this down. Music is a little loud. Okay, we're gonna try to wait for African Cowboy to come on. And I'm gonna actually put the link over here. Let's see. Put the link in the chat over here. Anybody wanna come up later? Let's see. Okay, it's in the chat over there. All right, so I'm gonna be talking about weight today. Give him a minute to try to come back, but I'll get it started. How's everybody doing, first of all? I know it's a lot going on in the world, so I hope everybody is still staying positive, being around positive people, working out, staying healthy, all of those good things. Because y'all know when it's stressful, during the stressful times, y'all got to make sure that y'all are eating healthy, taking your vitamins, and not letting stress take over you, because it is a lot going on in the world. But you have to do everything that you have control over. Did you go to another name? Hold on, y'all. I'm trying to check something over here. So yeah, make sure y'all doing what you have control over. Trying to eat right. If you haven't been eating right, all you got to do is start today, start tomorrow. Okay, 1 second. He said he back. He back. Hey, African cowboy. Dang, I still can't hear you. What's going on? Oh, there. Okay, now I can. Say something.
Can you hear me now?
Okay, I can hear you now.
Okay, cool.
I was about to say now, what's going on?
I was about to say. And the fun thing is, I actually have to head out. I'll be back like in 20.
Okay. We're just talking about
what we talking about. Let me hop in real quick. Let me get
when you should wait to date.
Oh, so matter of fact, before we even came on, I had a conversation with her best friend.
Okay.
I told her she wasn't ready to date because we have to talk about nurture and nurture. If you have not dealt with your childhood trauma, you should not be dating right now. If you do not deal with your childhood trauma or with any form of trauma, you shouldn't be dating. Work on yourself, better yourself, improve yourself. This conversation came on top because she didn't have a father figure or she's never had a man lead on her life. She's about 30, at least she's 35. Never had a role model. She's the first girl. So she always had to take care of the family, very combative, never submissive, as far as submissive as like understanding a man's perspective.
Mm-hmm.
So we really had an hour conversation just to talking about like how ready she's not, because there's certain things she has to work on. For her, we talked about she needs to work on having a routine because she's so disciplined. Everybody thinks she's disciplined, she's great, she's amazing, but she's not disciplined for herself. She's not accountable for herself. So we talked about the thing that she expects for people, she needs to have it on her own self.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've always said that that's why I'm a big advocate for single season, to make sure you get yourself together before you jump into relationships, because a lot of times people, when they're rushing to get in a relationship, the reason they're rushing because they're needing some type of validation from somebody else. And then all that does, y'all, is go in there and you drain the other person. So I'm not saying you got to be 100% healed, I feel, but you need to be in the process. You need to be wanting to heal. You have to have gone through some of it. Like I told y'all, I'm a big advocate for therapy, finding a mentor, finding like a support system, find your tribe, find someone that you can, that you trust, and that you can communicate with, and it feels safe. So get yourself together first before you try to go into another relationship, because all that does is toxic, because you're reaching for something, or you're trying to fulfill a void that you haven't even fulfilled yourself. So
And trying to find acceptance from somebody is never okay.
Oh Lord.
Finding love.
No, I'm like, absolutely. I would say yes to what you were saying.
Yeah, to this the lady today, she told me, I was like, what do you look for in a man? I said, I look for a man that can read my mind, that can just know what I want. I'm like, what? I'm like, that doesn't work. She's like, I want a man that can like study me, and I don't have to ask him for anything. He can just do everything without me telling him. And I'm like, I was like, that's fair. I mean, you want somebody that's intentional, that's watching you. What about you? What have you nurtured within yourself to be that person for somebody else? She was like, well, I'm like, I was like, what happened in your previous relationship? I was like, why did it end? Because like they thought I was crazy. I'm like, why did they think you were crazy? Because I'm very combative. I'll fight. I'm like, so maybe we should work on listening, being more patient with people, because you want them to be patient for you. So the same quality you ask for men for you, you have to do the same thing for them. So if you want a man to read you and understand you, and how you describe, that same qualification should happen with the man with you.
Right. And I think somebody just asked in the chat, someone just asked, how does a person know when they are ready to date? You will know when I'll say this all the time, the people that I work with, you will know when you go into the relationship not so needy. And you know that if you go into this relationship, if the relationship does not work, you're not broken. You're not going into a breakdown or, oh my God.
Say something. I will say something is different, because are you asking for a male perspective or a female perspective? Because there's a huge difference between a male perspective and a female perspective. Nolan.
Who?
Nolan, the German I asked. And are you asking for yourself or for like you asking for yourself, Nolan?
Oh, what's his name? Nolan. Hey, Nolan.
Hey, Nolan.
I've always liked that name.
Nolan's a cool name. Welcome for those that are just joining in right now. So I will say on a male's perspective, because Nolan is a male, and he asked that question. I feel like you have to take care of your finance.
Oh yeah, you know I was gonna get to that part. So I'm glad you speaking on it.
Well, let me talk about it then. As a man, how are you ready for a relationship? You have to be able to be satisfied in your career or your endeavors, because a man will never fully feel the love of a woman until they reach the career or the peak that they want. Because you have to understand, when you hit the peak that you want, but something happened. Are we still on? I don't know.
Yeah, keep talking. Keep talking.
Can anybody hear me? If y'all can hear me, let me know in the chat, because I don't know if y'all can hear me. Chat, if you can hear me, let me know.
They can hear you. Keep talking.
Chat, let me know if you can hear me, because I don't know if you can or not. Welcome, Valerie Adams. Welcome, MG Trucking. Welcome, Lenny.
I don't know what help.
Welcome, Narcus Walter. Welcome, Reed. What happened?
Somebody was trying to call and I couldn't get back to it.
I'll put do not disturb.
Now I'm scared I'm scared to go off of it. It'll be fine. I just gotta hit it faster.
Yeah. I'm trying to see if people can hear me. I wasn't sure if they can.
I could hear you. I could hear you during that time, so I think they could hear you. But you can start from that. Cool. I think the last part you can start with, to make sure that your finances are together. Something you said.
I'm gonna say it real quick, and I'll be back in a little bit. Just to talk about the male perspective. Maybe you can go deep in the female perspective. The male perspective is, I know as a man, we choose our best partner when we hit our peak. That is in business or finance. If you notice, like, we pick our best girl when we are exactly where we need to be financially and in career. That's who we pick. Whoever would, that's why a lot of people are really good at the second marriage. Because the first marriage, they got to their peak at the end of the first marriage, and in the second marriage, they're riding that wave. That's why a lot of people appreciate the second marriage way much better than the first marriage, because, as I mentioned, but financially important. You gotta make sure your bag is on point. Your bag is on point, because you do not want to be the type of one the girls like, baby, can we do this? I'm sorry, I can't. I'm not financially ready. That is the dagger to a man's heart. So Man, get your financial ready. If you don't have financial literacy, get you some kind of investment. It could be something small. SP 500. Just put something. Get whatever account, whatever banking you are. Get your little high-yield saving account. Get your 6 month saving in order. Get at least 6 months of emergency money ready. Like, make sure you are protected before you go into girls. Like, 'cause girls are not cheap. What I would tell people, make sure you have at least like 6 to 9 months of dating money to the side. That's what I look at it. Once you have, as a man, once you have that financial obligation on point, then it's easy for you to date because man, we love our women. Like when we love, like. So you want to make sure you pick the right woman that you can court correctly. It's not about money. You have to know you have to have good character too. So work on your character building. Character building is important. I know I'm going really fast, but I gotta go, and she's gonna come back here. So I'm going pretty fast just because I have to head out soon. But she's gonna be here for a little bit. Claudia will end. Any question you have, she will let you know. But as far as that's concerned, gentlemen, get your financial ready, get your finance ready. Be a leader of the house. So you gotta know some things learn some things that your girl like. Or if obviously you're not ready, you're trying to be ready. So just learn the main skill set. Learn how to fix things around the house. Like learn the little things.
Learn how to change a tire.
Yeah, learn the little things. You know what?
That's that men don't know how to change tires anymore.
It's embarrassing. I love you. I'm gonna be back in this.
Because I got some major questions for you. So remind me to ask you about that same question.
For sure.
About the finance part.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Thank you. So African Cowboy, he'll be back. What he was saying is he was giving a male perspective because y'all see what we're talking about. Wait to date, being ready before you start dating and stop rushing it. I think a lot of times, and I think that's why most people get frustrated because they're not, especially men. I think a lot of men get frustrated with the dating is because they may not be ready financially. Dating is expensive. There's no way around it. We can try to say, oh, the girl should like me for me. Yeah, she can't like for you yet because you can't really bond together because y'all aren't really doing anything. You know what I'm saying, y'all. Not trying to be superficial, not trying to do all of that, but that's just the way of the world. You need to have you have to have your finances in order to date. And I deep down, and it tell me if I'm wrong, men that want to jump in here until we get African Cowboy back. If you want to jump in, I feel like most men, they do want to have money, right? Y'all do want to be able to do things for your lady. Tell me if I'm wrong. Like, I feel like men, it's kind of tied to their value of, being that type of guy to, want to be a provider, wants to be, and I'm not even talking about the provider part in the beginning of the dating stage, but I just feel like men, it's kind of like y'all pump y'all chest out when y'all can do certain things for your woman. Let me know if y'all, if anybody want to talk about that. I would love for I love engagement. Let me see. I gotta go get my glasses now. Somebody say they don't give a darn about a man. That's what somebody said on my computer. I don't know what they're talking about. Y'all know I can't see. Okay. So I feel that's just the way of the world. There's nowhere around it. We can't get around it. And let's talk to the girls for a minute. I know the best time for women to start dating is when they have dealt with like childhood trauma, past trauma, because what you don't want to do is to go into a relationship talking about or bringing any of that past trauma that you've had. That's why a lot of times people go into, hey, wealthy VIP. I love to see the people that come back. Good to see you. Good evening. It's a little late here. So, hey, Eastern, welcome. So yes, yeah, just deal with certain things. And I don't. I'm not saying you got to be 100% healed, but at least be working on the process and be at least be at a point in your life where you want to be better. You know that you need to be better. If you know you have bad communication skills, work on your communication skills. Y'all just all we trying to do is trying to be better than yesterday. We just want everyone to have the best world possible, to be, to live the best life. That's all. That's what it's about. What are we here for if we're not trying to get better? What are we here for if we're not trying to be better? Let me see if I see anything in the comment. I gotta go get my glasses, y'all, because I can't see. What if he has his own place but no car? Would you still date him? It depends on how old he is. I think the younger generation, a lot of y'all don't even like to drive, child. I got some nieces and I got some nieces. I had some friends. Like y'all don't even. I've dated guys. These kids don't like to drive. I remember wanting to drive at 12, 13, trying to sneak the car out. But these kids don't like to drive. I guess they like to Uber everywhere. These kids do not like to drive. It's a different world out here. Everybody in my generation wanted to drive. We wanted to drive so bad. What if he is 27? No. 27 is grown. And why does he not have a car? Can he drive? Does he have a license? Someone is asking, what if he has his own place but no car? Would you still date him? If y'all didn't hear that part. I was thinking that he was younger, because I know when you're young, you're just trying to figure it out, But if you have a job, you can Uber some places. I know Uber and Lyft used to be way cheaper when it first came out. Now it's a little bit more expensive. I don't know if it's like that everywhere else. But when it first came out, I used to Uber everywhere because I do not like driving, y'all. First of all, I'm not a very good driver. There was one time I was trying to parallel park on Melrose, and I was going in and out, child. There was a whole stranger standing there talking about, do you want me to do it? I was like, yeah. I let a whole stranger get in my car and parallel park because I did not have, I've never been a great driver. So I love getting in the car, have a car sent to me in a minute. And then here, parking is just, we got a lot of traffic. It's just a lot. So if he have money to Uber and Lyft, it's fine. If he don't have money to Uber and Lyft, he need to figure out how to get a car. Even if you have to save and get a cash car, a good cash car, go get it checked out by the mechanic. Make sure it's cool. If you don't want a car note, there's ways you can hustle it. You just gotta hustle. Go buy a cash car, a lot of good cash cars out there. You just gotta make sure you get it checked by a reputable mechanic. Pay for the car and go on, But yeah, 27 is a little too old not to have a car. Because what are you gonna do when y'all go out? Is you have to drive everywhere? That would be a no for me. I hate driving. But yeah, my first car was a Honda, y'all, and that car was the best car ever. All I had to do is get an oil change, and I ran that car in the ground. So there are great cars out there. Great cars. Get a cash car. Research like a good car. You got so many things at your fingertips that we did not even have growing up. You can check out all kinds of stuff now on the internet. Figure out what's a good car. Research it, get a mechanic to check it out. They may charge about $100 or so, but that's worth not getting a lemon and have to go through all the lemon laws and all that stuff. That's a headache. Just don't get too excited about the car if it's, a good price. Just make sure you're getting a good running car. Y'all hear the band playing? I live in a busy area. Over in Westwood, it's busy over here. UCLA not too far, so I think they must have a game or something tonight. All right, so y'all, what are some other reasons why people should not date? I want to hear y'all reasons as well. Make sure y'all hit that like button as you come in. I really appreciate it. It is $3.99 to do so. Let me see if there's any comments on this side, y'all. Let's see. In my name. Trying to see if there's any real people up here. You know, YouTube some have a lot of bots to read you the nonsense, or people that need a hug. You know, you gotta deal with the people that need a hug. They didn't get enough hugs. They want to come over here and get attention from you. I don't see anything. If I missed anything, y'all just put in the chat that I missed it, and I'll try to go back to it. What else? We talked about poor communication skills, any trauma that you have not dealt with. I am a big advocate for therapy. I say it over and over and over and over and over. I had a session yesterday. Coaches need coaches. I will forever probably have a therapist because I feel like life never stops, you know? So I will probably always have someone that I can talk to. And this is one thing that I do like about having a therapist. You can tell them everything. You don't got to worry about nobody going back and telling your business. You don't have to worry about nobody trying to throw things up in your face. You know, like you to confide in a friend or a family member. A lot of people will hold stuff against you. With a therapist, they can't tell you business. It's all confidential. So I recommend getting somebody, a professional to talk to that you can just vent. Everybody needs to vent. Even if you have a spouse, I think everybody needs someone they can vent to, and that person is an outside person that will walk you through and help you get through certain things that you need on a day-to-day basis. Life will continue to be life, y'all. It ain't gonna stop. You got the ups, you got the downs, you got good times, you got bad times. It's always something that you're dealing with, so you should always have somebody to talk to. Like I said before, if you don't have the means to, like if you can't afford therapy, there's foundations out there. You just need to research them that will cover your costs. There's one Love Line Foundation, and I think they only deal with minority women, but I know there are other, foundations out there that will help. So just research it. Everything is at y'all fingertips. You can find stuff everywhere. If you can't afford it, go online and Google free therapy. It's things out there, and there are certain insurance plans now. They're giving you better deals now with therapy. They're covering a lot of it now because they knowing that mental health, man, we need to put more emphasis on mental health. So this is mental health month, I think, awareness. So yeah, and did y'all hear? Oh Lord have mercy. I know I ain't gonna even talk about it, but it's a lot of mental health issues, and they need to I think the government needs to put more money into working with mental challenges because it's so needed. It's so needed. Okay, so back to that. Work on yourselves, y'all. We need to normalize being single. Everyone needs to go through a single season. I spoke about this before. I've always been in a relationship since I was 15. Got out of a relationship, get into another relationship, get out of that relationship, then I got married. I was with my ex for 10 years, got out of my marriage. It was with someone for 6 years. I had never just had time to myself. You have to find time and have time for yourself. Stop jumping into relationships. I think I was just so used to being in a relationship that was just my norm. What I found when I was just like, you know what, I'm just going to be by myself. It was so much I learned about myself, y'all. Like, insane. Like, it's crazy how if you really sit by yourself, really go into a deep self-awareness process, you self-forgive, you journal, you just meditate, you pray, you just do all these things by yourself. You learn a new hobby. You try new things just about for yourself. It is something satisfying that I think everybody should experience. Being single is not sad. Don't let society tell y'all that. It is not sad at all. It is the time for you to up level your life, get to know yourself more and more and more each day. There was stuff I learned about myself that I was just like, I can't believe this. Crazy. I learned about my triggers, things that I didn't even realize why I was being triggered. That helped with me going through with my therapy sessions, because we are working on getting to the root of why you have these triggers, what happened. And it's crazy. That's what their jobs are, y'all. They are experienced in a way to figure out what's going on with you. So let people in. Don't be so like, I don't want, what is a therapist, a stranger? I've heard so many people talk about therapists being a stranger, how they gonna help me, they don't know me, and this and that, and they just want to pray. God, y'all know God created the therapist, y'all. God created the therapist. God gave them the gifts and the expertise to help us through things that we can't handle on our own. So be open to improving yourself, even when it's uncomfortable. It was weird at first when I first started going. It was weird talking to a whole stranger. That I'm like, wait, what? I was like, should I hold back on certain things? Should I not tell them some? I don't know them like that. But then I got to the point, I was like, you know what? If I'm going to go in, I'm going all the way in. And once I let my guard down and went all the way in and let them, and I was vulnerable and transparent and doing all those things, y'all, that's when the work started happening and the healing started healing, child. So I'm just saying, be open to that. I'm telling you, like I said, if your finances aren't there, go reach out and try to figure out. There's foundations that will help you. There's assistance out there to help for that. So, yes. Let's see if I can put anything on here. Yeah, this is water. I drink in a pretty glass, so I can feel like that stuff, but no. Just some lemon water. So yes. Anybody have any questions? Anything y'all want me to touch on? I'm here for a little bit. I don't even know. I know African Cowboy is going to come back. I always like to have a male's perspective, because I know men and women, we're just built different. That's one thing we got to realize too. We don't think the same. That's why there's a man and there's a woman. We're not supposed to be the same. I think the difference is what is supposed to bring the balance. You got some of that, I got some of this, and that's why you come together and make something magical. But we're not the same. And for some, what African Cowboy was talking about earlier, he said he had spoke to a young lady, and she was saying that she want to find a man that just can read her mind. Let me tell y'all something. I made that mistake when I was younger, though, about thinking, oh, he should just know how I feel, or he should just know what I want, or he should just know. Let me tell y'all something. Assumption ain't it. Assuming that they know something, please don't assume. Because most of the time they don't even know. They don't even have a clue. So let that go with that feeling of, oh, he need to know. He need to know how to do this. He should know this and that. I'm not talking about common sense stuff. Now, common sense, he needs to know. But I'm saying as far as him learning about you, that's part of the dating process and getting to know each other before they sacrifice that. So give your partner some grace, y'all. Give each other some grace. And you know, relationships are work. They're not easy. But I feel like they're not hard either. I feel like if you really want it, both parties want it, you will get through it. But both parties have to want it. It can't be one-sided. If it's one-sided, that ain't gonna work. It is nothing worse than a one-sided relationship. One person trying so hard and trying to do this, trying to do that, and the other person could care less. Mm. Sound like they playing volleyball or something. Hey. Hey, everybody, welcome to Clock In with Lynn. Let me see if there's something over here. Oh, how's everybody doing? It is weekend eve. I cannot believe tomorrow is Friday. What happened to it when I was a kid? It seemed like everything went by so slow. When you become an adult, this stuff go by fast. I'm like, what is going on? I do not feel like, oh no, yeah. I don't know why this is not working up there. Hey y'all, welcome. Welcome to Clock In with Lynn. We are talking about wait to date. Get your mind right before y'all just out here jumping in here to this date and then y'all be mad and then want to bash each other. There ain't nobody out here because y'all just dating. It's about quality, not quantity. Do not know what's going on. All right, now I know I'm a little tech challenge. I'm trying to work over here this YouTube stuff, but no matter. It's not letting me go to what I was trying to get to. So, did y'all hear about? I love me some Gayle King, Oprah's best friend. Did y'all hear the interview she had with some young lady? I can't remember her name right now, but she had an interview speaking on walking in on her husband 20 years ago. Of course, y'all know Gayle she's been divorced for many years. I'll say 20 years, 17 to 20 years, something like that. And I mean, I feel bad for her, but I think she was over because she was even talking about it in a very comical way. So we can all laugh about it. And they have 2 children together. I think both her kids are married. She's a grandmother, all of those things. But she has spoke on, and y'all have to go look at this interview. There's a lot of clips floating around on, I think, Facebook and IG. But she's talking about when she was traveling and then she was in DC with her kids. She said her children was 2 and 3. I think they have a girl and a boy, 2 and 3. And I guess she got on an earlier flight to go home. She gets home early, but I guess she didn't call her husband to let her know that she was getting home early. She said that she's walking in the door and she's wondering, why the alarm was on. She was like, that was strange, we never set the alarm during the day. She said he comes running out talking about, this is Gayle's husband, runs out talking about, you can't come in here. And she was like, what you mean I can't come in here? And he was like, you can't come in. And she was like, Billy, get out the way. I guess her husband's name was Billy. Billy, get out the way. And she said she went in, She said she was still oblivious to it all as she walked in her house because this her house. Like, what you mean? And she walking around trying to see what's going on. And she said one of her friends is hiding behind the door. In her I think she said a towel wrapped around her head. She said her friend was, I guess, naked, wrapped around in a towel. And she said she was like, but she said, I can't believe you did this. Why are you doing this? I can't believe you're doing this or something. And she said her ex-husband, y'all, this is the kicker. She said the ex-husband tells Gail, please don't call her husband, because the lady he was cheating with, which was Gail's friend, she was also married, which is crazy. She was married, and so he told Gail, the cheating husband told Gail, don't call the husband because they got a good marriage. Wait, what? Don't call the husband? I wanted Gail to be a little bit more gangster, but it was okay. You know, it's Gail King. She's so sweet and so classy. She said, so she calls Oprah and go and tell her the story. And then she tells her, yeah, he went to go take her to the train station so that her husband can pick her up. And Gail went, wait, so he left with her to take her to the train station and just left you? And Gail was like, yeah. She's like, oh, this is worse than I thought, or something like that. In those words, something like that. And so Oprah made her call the husband. And so Gail called the cheating friend's husband to tell her that, you know, he just caught them at, you know, red-handed in the bed or whatever. The husband tells Gail, oh yeah, she told me you was gonna call. She told me that you came home early and you just jumped to conclusions and you thought it was something that it wasn't. And Gail was like, wait a minute. So and he called her delusional. And he said he was told her something like, you need to go get some help. Like totally like his nasty wife then told him all that. So Gail said, oh, really? I'm delusional. So does your wife got pink underwear and green panties or something like that? And then she said that then she told him, and there is semen stains in my bed. And she said, F you, and hung up. I said, Lord, y'all got to go listen to the story. I was crying. I felt sad for her. Yeah, I know this was 20 years ago, but can you imagine? I couldn't imagine walking in on my husband, and I just got home with a 2-year-old and a 3-year-old traveling. That was already fighting stuff. Like, I mean, I don't condone violence, y'all. I don't condone violence, but somebody would have had to see something. Okay. Somebody would have to see something. So. But yeah, I feel sorry. But I love Gail. Anybody that knows me knows that I have been following Oprah my entire life. I remember when I was a kid, I used to watch her. I love me some Oprah. She's amazing. Anyone that comes from that type of background, and most of y'all know her story, her background. She came from a pretty horrible background. And for her to push through all of that and become the big O, you can't hate on that. I don't care which way y'all see it, or anybody that hates on Oprah. You cannot hate on a person that has accomplished what she's accomplished with where she came from and the things she had to deal with, and being a Black woman. Come on, y'all. Y'all got to give her flowers, her props, and everything else. You can say whatever you want to say, but she's a bad, bad Melanie Jammer. And I loved her. I remember being young and watching her. I was just like inspired so much. I remember just staring at the TV like, this woman is everything. She just exudes. She talks about gratitude all the time. It took me a while to get to the point where I realized how important being grateful for things. Do you know how many times, you grow up you just feel like you take things for granted. She showed me the way to have that attitude of gratitude. Like I love Oprah. So I always say that I have the gratitude of attitude, and it comes from her because she's always giving like positivity and talking about being grateful. And you have to be grateful for what you have to get other things. I learned that. You have to. It's just the way of the world. You've got to be grateful of everything, no matter what. It don't matter what situation you're in. It don't matter what you're going through. You still got to be grateful for what you have at this moment, baby. I did Body Works, which Body Works is where we do like step and we do some exercises like with the, it's like an all body workout. We had the dumbbells. I don't know why I can't talk right now. So I'm a little sore. Then I went and played pickleball. I love to move. What y'all, anybody work out here? Let me know if y'all can work out. People throw it in the chat. What y'all do for workout? Health as well. Hey, Michael Darby. I don't know if that's the real Michael Darby, but I'm sure that's the Potomac Michael Darby. I think his name is, maybe his name is something. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Clock In with Lynn. I'm so glad that you guys are here on this Thursday night. And, that we're just talking about when you need to wait to date. We talked about earlier that a lot of people are dating and looking for validation from other people, and that is dangerous. You have somebody super clingy, all of those things, y'all, that is just, it's just asking for toxic. I remember being young and I always been like, I need to do something to make them like me or stuff like that. And it's so crazy. That's why, you have to really live your life and go through certain things to become who you really, really supposed to be. I think it's healthy for when we're younger to go through a lot of things because it just makes you a better adult. There's nothing worse than you see these adults that haven't really gone through nothing and now they adulting and they doing silly stuff. You like, now come on now, you too old to be acting like that. You ain't that because they didn't experience it young. That's why I don't believe, I know a lot of people hate when I say this, but I don't believe in marriages young. I don't believe in young marriages. I really don't. 25 and up. I don't think nobody needs to get married under 25. I just don't. I feel like 19, 18, all them 20-year-olds, they still kids. They're just legally of age. They're still children. They still have young, immature minds. How you gonna carry a family and talking about being with one woman for the rest of your life? Oh, come on now. Y'all want a 20-year-old to be with one woman for the rest of their life. That's why during their 20s and 30s, even if they're a good kid, came from a good background, have good morals, integrity, all of those things, that's why they make poor decisions because they're young. Their minds are not developed that way. What y'all think they're going to do? They're going to go out there and be, make poor decisions, mess around, do certain things, and don't add it to these young entertainers that get married at very young ages. I'll say it over again. I'll say it every time. That was the situation I felt was with Cardi B and Offset. He was young. Not to excuse his behavior, I think he should have just not got married and not started having children at that age because he was young and he had a lot of money. What y'all think these kids gonna do? So that's all I'm saying. I think women are mature at 20. I think they're mature enough at 25-ish. I really like the 27, 28 number. For men, 30 and up. I feel like even y'all there. Tell me if I'm wrong. Does it seem like the generations now, the younger generation, they are maturing slower? But you would think there would be more advanced because of technology. It could be just me, but I just feel like in the I would say back 20 years ago, then yeah, the 25-year-olds women were ready, but now I'm kind of pushing down to like 27, 28. That's a sweet spot right there for women, I think, because they want to start having children. They're mature mentally. They've already set their minds to what they want, how they can envision what they want. So yeah. Let me get over here. I swear I gotta get it. Oh, here we go. Let's see.
About dating, how you have?
I don't. It's stupid. I hate it. It's so dumb.
I want it to be like the 90s, how y'all made it look in the movies. It ain't fun, Nia.
I want flowers sent to my house. I need you to show consistent effort.
Like,
I need you to show me that I need you.
Okay, because that's the thing.
That is.
Y'all want somebody to play dumb, but then you already dumb. Now we both dumb.
Okay, I'm leaving. I gotta go.
You know.
Wait. I just played the clip of. Have y'all seen the interview with Nia Long and Kiki Shepherd? No. What's Kiki's last name? Lord, I don't know why I hate it. Kiki. Y'all know Kiki. Anyway, they had an interview where they were talking about how dating was in the 90s versus today. I think Kiki was talking about, she said something about, you know how people go, oh, just girls, just play dumb, just play dumb. And then she made a reference to, yeah, they want you to play dumb. And then we both dumb. And then Neo just lost it. She was just like, oh, I'm done. I can't. But y'all got to go see that interview. It was so fun. Oh, thank you. Who was that? Let me see. Oh, I don't have my glasses on, but I'm going to check. Hold on. Let me see who that was. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for the gift. I appreciate you. But yeah, everybody's just talking about how different dating is these days. I think we just need to get back to the basics. I'm going to always love love. I think love is amazing. I'm glad that I've experienced love before. And I think everyone should be able to experience love. That's why I got certified to be a matchmaker, because I was sick and tired of hearing about, oh, it ain't no men out there. Oh, it ain't no women out there. Everybody this. Everybody got all these complaints, but nobody's trying to do anything about it. I'm a problem solver. I like to figure out what is the solution to the problem. I can't keep hearing what's wrong, right? So I took it upon myself to get certified. I've been researching everything. I am certified now, thank God. And I've just been reading. I'm following other dating coaches. I just got a mentor. She was a matchmaker for 30 years, my mentor. So I'm excited about that. She's retired, so she doesn't feel like that we're in competition or anything like that. But she's giving me the ins and outs of how it used to be. And then I can kind of talk to her about how it's been going, and we're going to come together and come up with something to help the problem, not sit around and complain about the problem. That's what people got to stop doing. Everybody got a complaint. Everybody got us like this and that, but nobody's trying to figure out the solution. So, like I said, okay, let me go try to figure this out. And then I wanted to, I'm big on mentor mentee relationships because I always find someone to give you some type of advice of something that you are trying to do. One mistake I made before, when back in the day I opened up a salon. I had never had any salon experience, just jumped in head first, starting a business that I've never worked in. I recommend, if it's something that you want to do, y'all, go work in that business, find a mentor that's had that business before you do any of that. Thank God my business, it still was doing well, but it could have done even better. It had I took the proper steps in getting mentorship, working in the salon before I even started to just open up my salon. Thank God, that it did as well as it did. And, I had a very good location. So I'm saying all that to say to really, y'all, do not neglect finding a mentor in a business that you are interested in getting in. Do not just start a business head first, because that mentor is going to tell you all the things that you need to know. They're going to tell you ways they lost money, ways like they're going to give you the steps where you can kind of skip some steps to get to the finish line with it. Okay. So really think about that. Tell your kids, to do the same, because I think a lot of kids want to do stuff, but they need to start following people that are doing whatever they want to do, whatever they desire. So really push mentorship and mentees. Very, very, very important. I mentor girls all the time. I think that's our responsibility. We're supposed to give back, and that's how the world goes. That's how the world goes around, You gotta pay everything forward. Anybody got any questions? Let me see if there's some questions over here before I get sleepy. Before we clock out, y'all. Anybody have any questions for me? Any questions for me? And I know a lot of times everybody is like, do not be on dating apps. Do not do, everybody's anti-dating apps. There's a way to date on dating apps. I will give maybe I'll come on here and do like a segment and help anyone that wants to get better at dating apps, because this is the thing. This is what I say. I say be everywhere, not just on dating apps, not just out. I say put yourself out there everywhere. Be outside, join certain groups, that anything that you may have an interest in, start a new hobby, hang around the type of people you want to, whatever you desire to be, or to get in, like any type of circles or anything, start like make a plan to get into those circles, and then start dating. You'll be able to start dating the kind of people that you want to start dating. So be intentional about all of that. But I say do all of it. I say apps. Make sure when you're going outside, look cute. Meet people through your friends. All of that, friends, family, all of that. Put yourself out there. I say put yourself out everywhere. Because I know of some success stories. I've had a couple of clients that have met wonderful people on apps that are married, several, in amazing relationships. Some that have soulmates, and they have met their soulmates on apps where they would have never met otherwise. But yes, getting outside, yes, is better where I think it's all good. I think where it all starts is having the mindset. You have to have a positive, optimistic mindset and have that energy. that working on yourself and having that confidence energy, that's what's going to attract no matter where you find your partner. Okay. So keep up. I say keep an open mind on all of it. I say be active everywhere. Be active everywhere. Online, outside, everywhere. Everywhere you go. Everything you do. Okay? And that's not being desperate. That's just putting yourself out there. That's keeping anything, visibility and proximity is all about how it's that those two things are going to get you where you want to be. Visibility and proximity. So just remember that. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Even if you're on apps, you know how to vet out the weirdos, vet out the serial killers. You can vet them out. Vet them out. I always tell everybody when you are on these apps, make sure you do video chats before. You can tell if it's a weirdo on a video chat. Video chat first, talk to them a few times, then meet them in person. If you feel the energy, use your gut feeling. Y'all use discernment. A lot of times you can tell when somebody is weird. You can feel it. You know, pray on it, meditate on it, whatever you do, spirituality, whatever your spiritual way is, do what you do. But use common sense, use your discernment, and everything's gonna work out. And be positive. Positivity is key. You gotta be positive, y'all. Okay. So I'm gonna get on out of here. As y'all know, I am a part of the 5 a.m. club. So my 5 a.m. club may not be 5 a.m. It's 11 o'clock here. So I want to get some Z's. Sleep is very important. So anybody have any questions before I clock out? Thank you guys for being here. Don't forget to subscribe if you're over here on YouTube. Make sure you hit that like button. I'm always on here at night between 9 and 10. It just depends. I am going to start coming on during the day. I just don't know what window. We are going to start having matchmaking on here as well if anybody wants to come up and talk to me and any of that. So we're going to start a lot of things. So stay tuned. Make sure you lock me in. You follow me. Make sure you're liking. Make sure you're subscribing. It's all free 99. Free 99, y'all. That's it. It don't cost nothing to support your girl that way, and share it so I can get out there, so I can continue to be a part of bringing this love back, y'all. We got to start loving on each other more. We got to bring it back. I want to get back to the days where they were slow dancing and loving on each other, child. Okay? So I love y'all so much. Thank you for being here. Thanks to everyone that gave gifts. Thanks to everyone that engaged, liked, subscribed, all of those things. I appreciate y'all so much. And I will see y'all tomorrow night. Thank you so much. Good night, good night, good night. Don't forget to be kind to yourself.